Hey everyone, and thought I'd take this time to kind of review, if you could see it, my Blu-ray player. This is something I got, I think, when I got back from Kansas, I believe. It's sort of a late gift to myself. And hold on for a second. Yeah, my cat likes to play games. Either she wants out or she wants in, I don't know. Anyway, got this, I believe, after I got back from Kansas, maybe a little before. No, actually, I have to look it up again, but I think it was actually after I got back. And I got this for about $59.99. You add on the Silver's plan, you're looking at about $65. It's not too bad. A little dusty right now, but it comes at time. Not as dusty as some of these things can get. My mom's actually, when she's been off, has kept up with trying to keep the rooms clean and everything. But I got this, and you might say, looking at my TV, well, how can you play it on there? How can you play this Blu-ray on there, seeing as though a majority of Blu-rays are indeed, if you could see that back there, HDMI only? How could I do that? Well, you see, that's a very good question, and I'll tell you how I did it. I'll tell you how I did it. If I can find a way to light up some areas here. Hold on for a sec. Maybe I won't. I'm trying to find something that's going to light up back there because it's kind of dark. Yeah, maybe this will do. We'll see. But like I say, the way I'm able to do this, basically, is with this down here. This is a. If I can get the light back on it. There we go. This is a mini HDMI to AV output, and basically the HDMI here is connected right over to this portion of it, which is right here, right there, with the light showing, and then of course the AV's right there. So that's how I'm able to do it. And of course they're connected to the first slot right here, number 1, on my multi-switch are my audio video audio video selector. So that's how I'm able to do it. And again, you can probably tell with the little glow that it has there. But it works perfectly fine. Blu-rays look absolutely good. They look, they actually look really good. Let me try to balance that for a second. Like I say, the Blu-rays look very good. There's no doubt about that. And to let you guys know about one Blu-ray, which is right here, which is Transformers the movie, and if it works on here or not, I will show you. Now, one of the things that I know Zara Nizarak talked about when he got his copy, I believe, I can't think who it was he got his copy from, but this person sent him a lot of DVDs and Blu-rays, and one of the last things he opened up was this. So, as you can see, I just turned it on. It just did symboling. It's got the setup and everything. Now, one of the things about the setup, I'll get into this first. I don't know if you can see this very well. Maybe you can, maybe you can't, I don't know. But one of the things about the setup, maybe if I turned off some lights here, you can see it better. There we go. Maybe not, hold on. Okay, one of the things about the setups is it gives you options even with HDMI. Like right here, we have video, but the TV display, when you go to video, first of all, when you go to video, it gives you the display. This gives you a little bit of a menu, and right here I have a 4.3 pan scan, but it also gives you the option of doing 4.3 letterbox, 16:9 widescreen, and 16:9. Then when you go to HDMI video, look at this, HDMI video, it gives you 480p/56. It gives you the option. I have it basically on 480p/576p, but it gives you an option to go with that, to go with 480i, 576i, native, audio, 720p, 1080i, 1080p, 1080p 24 hertz, and that's about it. It gives you a deep color, which you can have on audio, or you can turn it on, doesn't matter. Picture settings, it gives you standard, vivid, cool, action, and animation. Then audio wise, it gives you night mode, which is on or off or audio, HDMI, which is bitstream or audio, if they're bitstream or audio, which I have it on, digital audio, which is audio, PCM, or bitstream. PCM, bitstream right there. And in this, you can turn on and off, and that's PCM downsampling. Easy Link is all on. Basically, this allows you to easily link up this remote that I'm holding to control not just your Blu-ray player, but allows you to control your TV, your cable box, stuff like that. And your preferences, of course, with anything, you got the language, menu language, audio language, you got subtitle on or off, you got disc menu language, parental control, which if you have kids and this is the only thing you have, yeah, make sure it's on. Screensaver is on, or you can turn that off. We go to audio subtitle shift, change password, audio standby, VCD, PVC on, and this is the one thing too. It also explains to you what a lot of these things, when you click on them, from video to here and to even here, it gives you this little thing down here, this little description of what each and every choice does, what each and every choice that you make does. So like with VCD, PVC, it says enables or disables the content menu navigation of VCDs or SVCDs with playback control feature. And that's one thing I will say, that even though some people might piss on this Blu-ray, this is actually a pretty good option to have, to be able to read about, to kind of read descriptions on how each thing like this, it should pop up here, see down there? It says selects the aspect ratio of the playback image to fit your screen. So I give that a plus right there, because it allows you to do that. Now here, software update says checks for and downloads the latest software versions through the network or via USB. Now basically mine's a USB, so I've got to basically see how I can do that. Clear memory. It erases the local storage used for BD Java application data. Version information displays the software version of the set. And of course we store defaults and all that. So again, pretty good to have as well. Now the remote itself actually gives you the option to go back with this little button here. So you go back, and it's got the remote itself has a lot of different features. Of course, it's like a standard Blu-ray remote. It's got your home button at the top. It's got your regular buttons of fast forward, rewind, step by step, you know, all decent and everything. It's also got an info button that lets you press it during while you're playing Blu-rays or DVDs. So you can see the info right there and any other stuff as well. Now, again, one of the first Blu-rays I tested was this, because I know some people had questions about it. Now, one of the things that might bother some people is that when you first start this up, it's going to take a few seconds, but then after a few seconds or so, you will be able to open it up via the remote. I don't know what that. I think it's just because it's setting it up. Now, here, we're setting up, putting in Transformers the movie. Again, this is all connected. So if I want to put this in 5 point, so if I want to put my theater system basically in 5.1 surround, it'll let me do that. Now, of course, you got the intro here. You could skip that if you want to. Skip this as well. That's one of the benefits I like about it. You skip all this, and then there you go. Now you see what it just did there? It just did that. Okay, what it just did there, basically, what it just did there is adjusted the Blu-ray to the 480 ratio. That's what it did, to the 480 ratio. It basically adjusted it from what you would see like on an HD television to what you can see normally on a 480 television. Now, here's the one question right here. Here's your extras for this movie. This is something that some fans are wondering about. Does it work? Let's take a look, shall we? Now let's see. This was the first one I tried. Right here, this is Stan Bush's The Touch. That was the first one I tried. That's the first one I tried on the Funya Blu-ray in the living room, and it worked. So does it work here? I say it does. Why? Because I tried it already. But I know some of you are a little skeptical. You might say it doesn't work. Oh yeah? What does that tell you? So if this works, So if that works, and again, you see what it just did there? It went right to its automatic, to the ratio that you have for the television. Now that might annoy some of you if you're just using it for regular television, but it shouldn't annoy you if you're using it on HD television. And of course you have the interviews, like, let's see, you got Flint Dilley's interview, is it on here? Yep, his interview is on here. And you see what it does is it basically, basically what it does with Blu-rays. It doesn't do this with DVDs as much, because you see what it keeps doing? It's going back and forth between, basically it's going back and forth between, when it goes to the menu, it goes basically from its Blu-ray ratio, which is 1080p, to the ratio you have, which is, or I have, which is 480p. Now, like I said, if you have an HD TV, that's not really necessary. And of course, you got the Peter Collin Q&A. And you see what it just did there? Because it's going to that ratio. See, now watch, it's going to do it again. See? It does that because it's adjusting. And that's not just due to this. It's due to the the electric, I think it's E-Trick City, the E-Trick, or the eTechCity.com. eTechCity.com. eTech City's HDMI to AVI output, or converter. Now, the converter, I will say this, it does go NTCS and PAL, so you don't have to worry about that. And they also sell one that's AV to HDMI, so you can also use that. And of course you got your bonus episodes, your trailers, Japanese trailer with unseen footage, ROM content, Mad trailers, biographies, galleries. You have all of these. And then of course you have your stop button. Now it'll pop up here and say play and everything. And basically, for anybody that's wondering, yes, this does work on this Blu-ray, and this is a Sony brand. This is a Sony brand, and I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, oh, well, once you update it, Brian, if you ever do, it's probably not going to play those features anymore. And you might be right. You might be right. But it's actually a decent Blu-ray for the price I got. Now true, it doesn't have online features. It doesn't have Wi-Fi. It doesn't have a wired connection. The closest it's got is going to be the USB, which you connect to the back. And they've got a USB port right next to the HDMI. They also have a component, I believe. No, they have a coaxial right next to HDMI as well, if you depend on those. Now, just in case anybody is wondering, what happens when you turn this off while it's connected to a regular television, courtesy maybe of a converter like, say, the eTech City HDMI to AV converter. What's it do? Well, it might be annoying to some, like I said, when it switches over from 1080 to 480, might, annoy people. But this is what it does. When you turn it off, this is what happens. It does that, and that's it. And why? Because it's connected to the HDMI to AV output. But it is worth it. Definitely worth it. Now, one of the things that might be annoying, I didn't show you this, but one of the things that would be annoying, let's say you pause the movie. A pause icon will appear right on the front of the screen, literally, as well as when you're rewinding, fast forwarding. You saw how those numbers were appearing when I was skipping through the Madman introduction and the TV Loonland deal. That's basically what you'll get if you press pause fast forward, whatever. Skip ahead, whatever. And like I said, it does have information that you can access while you're watching the movie by pressing this button here. So, and it will bring up saying info, then it will say basically everything you've seen in the menu. It will say everything you saw in those options I showed you, like picture settings, audio, and stuff like that. So, yeah, the icons, the icons of pause, play, fast forward, skip, and all that, appearing right smack in front of you on the screen might get annoying. One of the benefits about this, though, is it does have a zoom option. It does. Now you might say that's not true, Brian. No Blu-rays have a zoom option. Well, yeah, Blu-rays do, but some Blu-ray players only allow you to use the zoom option if you're playing DVDs. This is one of those Blu-ray players for as good of a price that I got it for, allows you to actually zoom in on Blu-rays too. It goes up to 4 times, but the only way you can access it, like I said, is pressing the info button. The info thing comes on, you scroll down on the info, and then on the bottom, or near the bottom, is zoom. It's a zoom option, and you can zoom in on the picture. Now, if you're someone like me, and let's say you're a fan of Pretty Woman. Let's say you're a fan of the Pretty Woman movie. And one of your favorite scenes is when she submerges under the bubble bath at the 20 minutes into the film. What you can do, if you own the, hold on, I want to be careful I don't dump anything here. Ooh, that didn't sound good. But let's say you own the Blu-ray version of Pretty Woman, right? You can actually zoom in. You can actually zoom in, like I said, on that scene, and you can pause it while you're zooming in. And while you're zooming in, one of the things that I think it's showing me you can do is by pressing pause constantly, it'll be doing frame by frame, step by step. Yeah, you don't have to worry about other buttons being like, okay, is, skip forward or skip backwards, my, slow motion, step by step, screen by screen, frame by frame buttons. No, it's the pause button. They made it that simple. But again, all you have to do is go, when you're watching the movie, go and press this button here. It'll bring up this menu on the side while you're watching the movie that says info, audio, video, all this information that you've seen before. But then as you keep scrolling down to near the bottom, it'll have zoom control, and like I said, you press on that and you can zoom up to about 4 times, and you could press on it by using this button and then using this button to go up, or this button to go down on the zooming. And the zoom actually does cave in a little bit, I think, as well, just like you would do with a DVD player when you want to zoom out and zoom in. And that's a pretty good feature. I was actually surprised that you could do that with a Blu-ray movie. So I'll try to provide a link down below so you guys can actually get a look basically at what I'm talking about. But it's for what I paid, it's actually pretty good. In fact, I'll give you guys an information what I'm talking about when it comes to the features on the Blu-ray. If I can find something that'll be zoomed in enough. Let's see now. The only problem sometimes with Blu-rays is you never know what's copyrighted and what's not. Here you go. Godzilla. And let's pop in Godzilla Final Wars. Now, in case you can't find the remote, or in case you're just right next to it and you just want to pop the DVD in and set it up, the power button and the eject and close button is right on top of the DVD player. I mean Blu-ray player, I should say. It's right on top of it. Now this is one thing I will tell you. You might restart at the beginning from where it left off. So anytime you have a Blu-ray player, so anytime you have a movie and you've taken it out but you want to put it back in, it will kind of restart, if you will. It might restart, basically. Now we can skip that, of course. And just to let anybody know, I will get the movie on Blu-ray. But we're just going to pick out a scene so I can show you what I'm talking about. Now, I'm going to mute it just for a second to kind of show you what I'm talking about. But right here, I just pressed that button right here, this button right here. I just pressed it, and then this is what came up. You have your info, which is that. It shows you basically, the info shows you how far you are. Like with this scene, it shows us, 12 minutes, about 13 minutes into the film, and we've got an hour and 52 left. Pretty useful, so that way if you gotta take a break or something, you can pause it or something like that. And of course you got the audio language option, you got the subtitle language, you got the subtitle shift, time switch, second audio language, second subtitle language, titles, you got chapters, you got angle lists, so if a movie has like the angle option, there you go, menus, you got the picture-in-picture section, basically that you, let's say, watch commentary from people while they're watching the movie, and then there's your zoom. There's your zoom right here. Here's your zoom. Next thing I'm going to press the middle button. Well, that didn't work. You get your repeat A and B. So, but it does work. You gotta take my word on that. It does work. I don't know why it didn't work on Godzilla there. Maybe because of the way it's playing or something. I don't know. But it does work. Maybe we can find something else that might zoom in on it. But again, like I said, the problem is you got these copyright laws, and it doesn't really help sometimes with those. But that's Sony as well. Let's see what else